The title of my presentation is called The Secret Life of a Fish Whisperer. So I was doing my presentation on fish veterinarians. A fish veterinarian is a registered DMV or Doctor of Veterinary Medicine that specializes in aquatic animal care. There's an association of them called the American Association of Fish Veterinarians. They're actually having their first annual meeting on April 28th, if any of you guys would like to attend. So being a fish vet, you can specialize in certain types of fish or fisheries. So you can do pet fish, food and bait fish, lab animal, or natural resource fisheries. When a lot of people think of a fish vet and what they do, they kind of think of pathology, which is the science and causes effects of diseases. But pathology really is the meat and cheese to the fish veterinarian world or work. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. So what a fish vet does is they will do anything that your pet at home, so your cat or dog, will get. So they can do full clinical workups of your fish, they'll do microscopic examination, fish medicines, they will test water quality, autopsy, minor major surgery, and laboratory work. And back to the sandwich. So pathology is, a lot of testing, and so that's what these guys do. They do a lot of testing. Different types of tests they will do are water pH, ammonia, temperature, hardness, histology, and bacteriology of your fish and its environment. So this is a video of me showing you one of the little techniques that they do. I'm going to show you a blood draw on a fish. I actually tried to go out and go fishing and catch a real live fish, but that did not go so well. So here is a fake fish.
Alright, so I'm going to show you how to draw blood from a fish if a fish came into your veterinary office and you need to find out what's wrong with it and run a test. So what you would do, so here's your fish, here's your needle. This is a standard 25 gauge needle, what they usually use for blood draws. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the fish sedated, and it's going to go badly up, so have it like this, take it out of the water, and you're going to want a sterile needle for every one of your blood draws. You're going to have the bevel of the needle pointed up, the bevel is the slanted part. So when you insert the needle, you're going to go right between the vent and the tail fin. So you're going to have a little bit hold up on the plunger. Going to insert the needle at a 90 degree until you hit the backbone, slant it a bit, and then we're going to start drawing out, pulling back on the plunger as you go, and you can probably get about 2 cc's of blood out of your fish.
So that was a video of me obviously showing you how to do draw fish blood. If you were going to do that on a real fish, you would also want to put your hand on that hole and make sure they didn't bleed out anymore. After that, you would want to test your sample that you had. And this would be called a PCV, or a packed cell volume, and this will tell you anything about the blood. You can see if the total red blood cell count and the white blood cell count, and this will tell you a lot of different things that your veterinarian can interpret. Other surgeries that are performed on the fish, I thought this bumper sticker was really funny. They do actually neuter fish, and you ask how or why. Having too many babies, they'll just, this gonopodium is the type of fish this mainly for aquarium fish. They want to do this obviously on hatchery fish. Is the male sex organ that these type of fish will use to hook onto the female, and what they do is they'll just sedate the fish and then clip off this part of the male. So other surgeries that are performed are, so they do cancer radiation, buoyancy problems, kind of freak accident type of things. This was a fish that had a tumor, and so a cancerous tumor, so they took off the tumor of this fish, and then now he's using this laser radiation type deal to put radiation into this fish where he had his tumor removed. This fish had buoyancy problems, and so what this fish vet did was put a cork, they're using this tool here, to put a cork into his back, and so he was swimming upside down like this, and put a cork in there, and now he can swim right side up. This fish is a koi fish that was swimming in its pond, and lightning struck the pond and broke its back. So they weren't actually able to fix the fish's back, but they were able to put in a couple screws and cement type stuff to make it so it wouldn't move around. The fish did end up dying a couple months later from a disease that it caught. Some of you guys are thinking, like, really, do people actually do this? And people love their pets, and so they do. Obviously, you wouldn't need if one of your hatchery fish broke, they probably wouldn't send it to the vet and spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars to get it back fixed. But people that spend, a lot of money on their koi fish and they love their koi fish, or kids, bring their pet fish into the veterinary office, and that's happening more and more now every days. Back, 40, 30 years ago, it was weird to take your dog into the vet, and, maybe 30 years in the future, it won't be so weird to take your pet fish into the vet. And alright, so here are some of my resources that I used.